Todo lo que se quede atrás lo van a ser quitado, removido.
Felicidades.
And if you understand advertising at all, the business of advertising, when you see
I had no idea where it was. But a few minutes later, literally rounding the corner and standing on top of the roof of South America. And in a nutshell, that's it for me with this, is I want that for you. I never could have dreamed that that's where life would take me. But it became true. And I know that the same is possible for every single one of you in this room. I love you guys. Thank you so much. No excuses.
Welcome back to the stage, Silvers and second generation, Christina and Fotios Filtsos.
Wow. Woo, wasn't that awesome?
Yes.
Yes. All right, well, we've actually had the blessing of hosting Kyle this weekend, so it's been so awesome. We also have the blessing of bringing out a couple right now that has totally changed the trajectory of our families' lives. They gave me this because I asked for it, because how do you do this? How do you bring somebody up you have so much love and respect for? Because of this couple, my mom wasn't sure about building this business, and when she first met Scott and MJ, she said to my dad, oh, in case you don't know me, hi, I'm Christina Felsos. My parents are Dr. George and Mary Bruniowski. They're diamonds now. Hopefully that helps. And she said to my dad, if those are the kind of people that we can be around with our family, then I'm behind you 100%. And so we are just forever grateful and thankful to Scott and MJ. They're like second parents to me. They have brought out the best in me and brought out, they've just been there for so much in our lives, and we're just so blessed to be that they are our mentors and our friends and our family. And so I'll give Fodi the mic to bring up the next speaker.
Absolutely. My father-in-law pursued Scott for years and years and years for his mentorship, and we're so grateful that they agreed to that. This couple is known for sharing this phrase around the world and living it, and that is, a man and woman of integrity expects to be believed, and when they're not, they let time prove them right. And they have a 50-year track record in this business of loyalty, of example, of integrity. And I tell you, we're so blessed because they've impacted not only so many people in this room, but lives around the world. And they're going to share from their heart. And we're so honored because we're standing in place today for Dr. George and Marion, because they would be introducing this couple emotionally. So it's a great responsibility, and we are so honored and privileged if you can help us welcome Double Diamonds, Scott and MJ Michael! Woo! Yep.
Thank you, thank you. You got through it, you got through it. Love you, God bless you. Pray. Thank you, thank you.
Hi.
I figured after that you'd all take off and go on break. What the heck else do you want? Is that amazing?
Amazing.
Anyhow, you would just say hi?
Yeah, I just say hi, and I want you to know that we are honored to be on this stage. For those of you that are new, picture yourself on this stage because it's quite an honor. And we thank the Yager so much for the invitation.
So I don't forget, I thank God for Dex and Bertie Yager. Dex and Bertie Yager created an arena of excitement whereby a timid soul like me could get out of the bleachers and on the playing field of life and win. And you can too. So we're going to share a little bit of our story, a little bit. We got very little time. And you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to start out with, anybody ever hear of Veni, Vidi, Vici? What's it mean? I came, I saw, I conquered. And it refers to Napoleon. Now I think it sort of refers to Kyle. But it referred to Napoleon after a quick and sudden victory. And so they use Veni, Vidi, Vici to refer to a quick and sudden victory. Our story is more like Veni, Vidi, Velcro. I came, I saw, I got stuck. And so there is some similarity between Kyle's story and our story. He mentioned Navy SEALs. I was in the Navy. And I remember Dr. George, we were at a convention, and there was a Navy SEAL in the business that got an award. And he came off stage, and Dr. George said, "Oh, I want to introduce you to my friend Scott Michael. He was in the Navy." There's you're right, there's no comparison. And so I told Dr. George, I told the guy, I says, yeah, you're a Navy SEAL, I was in the Navy, but I was in this Girl Scout division. And so not much comparison there, but what he said was amazing. Anyhow, just real quick, a little bit of background. And it's amazing. And the reason Dexter and I gotta say Dexter and Bertie, and then the three boys who've become men, Jeff, Doyle, and Steve, are just phenomenal. And I think the main message to take away here is Kyle referred to it. You'll see it in the books, the CDs, and the message is you can become the person you want to be, no matter where you are. And what an example, because one thing that really struck me were some of the books that we got through the business. And one of them was by Dr. Robert Schuller, Move Ahead with Possibility Thinking. And I'd read The Power of Positive Thinking, and I thought, I was raised negatively. I can't relate to positive thinking. It's just too big of a jump. But the book, Move Ahead with Possibility Thinking, I sort of liked that because it could go either way. And so we all, as Kyle mentioned, we all come from different points and so on. And just a little bit of background, then MJ can share a little bit of her background because that's what we're supposed to do a little bit, is I was raised very negatively. In fact, I had a very low self-image. I found out I was raised in 2 chicken coops shoved together. And my dad heard one of my CDs one time, or either that or a cassette, or maybe back then it was a vinyl record. And he said, Scott, you said something wasn't quite accurate. I said, well, what was that, Dad? He said, you said you were raised in a barn and a chicken coop. And I said, well, I was just trying for a little bit of status. I was hoping one of them was a barn with a cupola or something. And so I love my mom and dad. My mom and dad, they loved us, had 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and me. But he was very negative. He went through the Depression. And some of you probably have some scars about how you were raised. And after Kyle, you probably can't remember any of them. But we all have these scars. And one was a low self-image. And I hear my dad say something every day. He'd say, the rich get richer, the poor get poor. It takes money to make money. And successful people are lucky people. And that's the mindset that I had. And I wanted to go to college. We didn't have any money, so I went in the Navy when I was 17 and then qualified for the GI Bill, got some battle pay and so on, and went to college. And that's when I met MJ. And dated her second date, I knew she was the one. Second date. I didn't cry then, but I knew she was a one. And but I told her, and she kept wondering, what's wrong with our relationship? I said, MJ, I don't think it's going to work out because we come from 2 different socioeconomic backgrounds. Well, maybe I'll just take it from there.
Well, let me just say about that socioeconomic difference. I had no idea what he was talking about at 19. As I grew older and into the business, I thought we do come from 2 different socioeconomic backgrounds, but it was a mentality of background because my dad was a businessman. You took care of the shop, and the shop will take care of you. Put the shop first, it'll take care of you, and that's what happened in my family's life. Scott's family, he worked in a factory, was a wonderful man. I loved him, but he said, don't be greedy and work at that company that's 5 miles away. Don't be greedy and work at a company that would pay you more and drive 5 miles away from home. So he was pretty much raised that home was, that was everything, and he did not have that work mentality of whatever it takes. But we grew into that, and we understood if you were going to build a business, it was you do whatever it takes, and you love it while you're doing it.
Okay. Anyhow, so I graduated. She was still in college. And then my sister and brother-in-law, they wanted to show us the business. And so we went over. Actually, they want to show my mom and dad. They said, why don't you come over and look at the plan? So just real quickly, just to give you a bit of the flow here. And maybe you can relate because maybe some struggles you're going through. Gee whiz. Kyle mentioned 4 days fresh out of the blocks. I'm thinking 4 days for him out of the blocks, he was gone. And yet we all go through those struggles. And so first time we saw the plan, what did I see? And I sort of got a glimpse of freedom. It was like a seed of freedom. The Bible says if you have faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, you can do phenomenal things. But it starts out with just a seed. And that night I got a seed of a dream because my brother-in-law said, how would you like to be financially free? I wasn't sure what that was, but it sounded like not having a job, not needing a job. And I hated getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning to alarm clock to go do something I didn't want to do for somebody I didn't even like for about a month of money that didn't cover anything. And so that's what I saw, a possibility. I didn't believe for quite a while. And I thank God for MJ because she didn't believe. She believed when I didn't. And so the first time he said, so we had a second meeting. We had several meetings and nobody showed up because we didn't invite anybody.
We actually planned that because we were starving college students, and whenever it was a no-show, his sister and her husband would take us out to eat. So we didn't even invite anybody for the first 3 meetings. You can have a no-show pretty good if you don't invite anybody, right?
But fear, and so we saw a plan. We finally got a couple people there. My first phone call called the high school quarterback and football team, because here's a vision, and I hope you get this. What I saw was if you're not a tiger, and I was not a Tiger. He said, if you're not a Tiger, sponsor 6 who are. I thought, this will not work for me, but I thought if I can get that quarterback on the football team, because he dated the cheerleaders, stole one of my girlfriends. She didn't know she was one of my girlfriends. Today he says he wishes I would have kept her. But anyhow, but I did better. And so where was I? Oh yeah, so I go to call this guy. I said, I got something I want to talk to you about. We sort of used a curiosity approach, and I said, got something to see. Well, basically, long story short, he said, I'm not interested. Well, that was my guy. That was the reason I was going to get in. And he hung up, and so I hung up. Well, MJ was sitting there, and she said, what'd he say? What'd he say? And I said, he's not interested. And I thought, I'm not either. And she said, great, call somebody else. And I thought, gee, call an ambulance. I got internal bleeding going on here. I thought, how callous. My fiance, we were engaged at the time, and anyhow. So we made a couple of phone calls, got some people there. My brother-in-law came up, showed the plan, got all done. He says, when's the next meeting? Because that's the key, set up a meeting out of a meeting.
Always set up a meeting out of a meeting. I have told my kids that as they started building a business or people that get started, never say, well, I'll get back with you. No, set up a meeting. Even if they say, well, we're going on vacation. Great. When do you come home? Give them a few days. Let's set the date. Meeting out of the meeting is crucial in this business.
So my brother-in-law said, when's the next meeting? Well, the guy that I invited, he jumped up and said, I want a meeting at my house Tuesday night. I thought, we are rolling. And so my brother-in-law said, well, I can't come up to Columbus on Tuesday night. Who's going to show the plan? I'm looking around like, looking for Vaughn. MJ said, Scott will. I thought, you have got to be kidding. So set up a meeting, his house, went over, showed the plan. I had no cards. It was the fastest plan ever. Went through the thing, scared to death. I'm thinking, I was embarrassed. My fiance was there. It was a horrible plan. I went out, she was helping get
It really was horrible, just so you know. It was horrible, but go ahead.
She lied. Not now. But she was helping the girl get some drinks and stuff. And I tapped her on the shoulder and she said, that was great. I said, what? She said, that was great. You're better than Jerry. And I want to tell you, girls, if you get nothing else out of this, lie to him. Lie to him. We want to believe, but we're slow, we're dumb, we're stupid. We don't get it, right? We don't know what potential we have. And you're the one that can bring that out. She said, that was great. I thought, we're late? No, that was great. I went back there into the meeting after the meeting, set up a meeting out of it, and all this stuff. Now I find out today she was lying. What else have you been lying about? Anyhow, so we'll say something.
Well, let me just say, he was not, one of the things to remember is successful people do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. That is in every area of life. Successful people do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. He was willing, even with his fears, to work for his family, and we have reaped the benefits. We've been to 16 countries. We have the home on the river that he described to me when we took me home the first trip. We have a wonderful family life, and this business, the peers that we had in the business had a tremendous influence on our family. And I just want to say that you should be very thankful for Jeff, Steve, and Doyle. Dex and Birdie were our dear friends and built a huge business. But they built 20 FAA points, and the boys have built it from 20 to 65 FAA points. They are to be commended. We love them, and they are great. And their parents were dear friends of ours.
How many don't have a big enough dream to drive you to 7,500 Emerald or Diamond? How many sort of wonder if your dream is big enough? Dexter Yeager says if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. If you look at the dictionary, facts are not permanent, facts are stubborn. Facts are stubborn, which means they can be removed if the dream is more stubborn. I sort of envied guys that got excited about muscle cars. I had guys, man, they do this, they do that. They do all kinds of stuff to get a car, a fast car, a Ducati motorcycle or something like that. And I thought, I just don't have the hots. I just wanted a car that didn't need jumped all the time. I just wanted a home. I just didn't want to have a job. And so let me just tell you this, because I didn't have a big enough dream. And Dexter said, you got to dream bigger. So no one thing motivated me. Maybe this will help you to get a bigger dream. Just combine a bunch of stuff. And so I thought, oh, a luxury car would be nice. A big home on the river would be nice. Not having a job would be nice. Providing for my wife and kids, that'd be nice. Not having a job would be nice. Freedom, financial independence. And you take all those things, and so picture what you want. Put that all together in one big thing, and all these little things that irritate you in life, if you can solve all those little things, you can create in your mind a big, big, big dream that's worth paying the price for, whatever that is. I got to close with a quote. He mentioned Navy SEALs. Chad Williams was Navy SEAL. He's running for city council out in Southern California, if you're out in the area. He said there's a Navy SEAL creed, we are forced by adversity. And I think Kyle mentioned that. Adversity is a good thing. It'll make you do that which you shouldn't do once you do what Jonathan Edwards said. Jonathan Edwards, he said, resolved always to do that which he wished he had done when he saw somebody else do it. We want to function after function after function. There's functions like this that you will see something, hear something, relate to somebody, and you'll say, this is it. Excuses are gone, we're gonna do it. Functions like this create those decisions. Make this your weekend. Make a decision and go for it, okay? Y'all can do it. God bless you. We love you. Have a great weekend.
Welcome back to the stage, Founders, Crown Ambassador, 65 FAs, Jeff Doyle and Steve Yeager.
All right. How we doing? Let's see, this is like twice in one day, right? Twice in one day. Well, some of you might have an idea of what we're going to do next. How many think you have an idea about what we're going to do next? Have you enjoyed the program so far? How about Kyle? Awesome, right? Takes away all our excuses, right? All right, well, we've got another tremendous opportunity here, very special presentation that we want to share with you today, and we want to re-welcome Scott and MJ Michaels back to the stage. All right. Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, the flowers go to MJ,
Oh, man.
not Scott.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna try to be serious here because, as you know, Scott, if he never made it big in this business, we all think he would have been a great comedian, right? And he is a great comedian, even though, but he told me a couple of the jokes backstage I can't repeat because they started with me. The joke was started with me, but we're gonna block that thought out, right, Scott? But we want all of you guys to know how much we appreciate this couple. And every person has a story. Every couple has a story. And in this business, Scott and MJ's story is a little different. And this couple is amazing. We love them. We got a lot of history with them and their family. And I'm trying to block some of the funny stories out of my brain right now and focus on what we're here to do. But as you know, this award that the Yager Group has created to honor and respect some of the biggest and best performers that have ever been in the Yager organization, and Scott and MJ have been one of them, those performers. And we want to recognize you and appreciate you right now. And we got kind of started late on some of these awards, and so we're glad that you stuck around long enough for us to give you this award. Because I think Scott got sick a couple years ago, and everybody was scared we were going to lose him, but he kept telling jokes and pulled through it, right? Now, what am I talking about? Scott's got me all mixed up. But anyways, we appreciate you guys, and this is the highest award and form of honoring someone that exists in the Yager Group. So we are now going to turn it over to Doyle and let him read something very special.
Yes, proud to be associated with you and the relationship for so many years. So I want to read this scroll to you. You can put this beside the award that you'll get, that you've got so many others in the house, right? It says Hall of Fame inductee, Scott and MJ Michael. The Yager Group business leaders hereby induct you both into the Yager Group Hall of Fame and recognize your character, your integrity, your standards, your commitment, and your success as outstanding people and leaders. Your long-standing influence as independent business owners, mentors, IBOAI board members, warriors, veterans of the free enterprise, and heroes to many extends throughout the Yager Group around the world. You've served your business team with distinction and excellence, passion and perseverance, grit and humility, and we hereby stand in honor of your success. Congratulations on your induction into the Yager Group Hall of Fame. With appreciation, love, and respect, Jeff Doyle and Steve Yager, Free Enterprise Celebration, Grand Rapids, Michigan, October 18 to 20, 2024.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Super.
Thank you.
A little bit more. We have another award, another trophy to go in your trophy room. This one says Yager Group Hall of Fame inductees Scott and MJ Michael, with significant impact and influence, independent business owners since 1970, achieved diamond in 1981, on to double diamond with many downline diamonds and above, up to the executive diamond level. We're proud of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you.
And then, like the others, we have an additional plate that we'd like to have you take over and put on the trophy here.
How do we find that?
Go, Scott!
Right up here.
Oh, you got a spot.
Make sure that's got enough Velcro on there, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, all right. Woo! Woo!
Please help keep the ballroom clean by properly disposing of all trash. If you've lost anything, Lost and Found booth is located at Jaeger Group BSM tables on this floor. When you leave tonight, please remember to take all your belongings. There will be a Spanish breakout from 4:15 to 5:15 p.m. in this hall following the session. Please do not leave any belongings in the seat. General session will begin at 7 p.m. with doors opening at 6:10 p.m. All volunteers, please report to your assigned area by 5:30 p.m.
No se permite guardar sillas en el ballroom. Por favor, lleven todas sus pertenencias. Todo lo que se quede atrás lo van a ser quitado, removido y puesto en la mesa